Good evening, everyone, and thanks for
watching.
We
now turn to some breaking
Newly released video shows the aftermath of the
Newly released footage shows the moments leading up to the tragic shooting of Bridgeton Heights teen Jamal Young.
This is grieving.
Just released surveillance video from last Saturday's fatal shooting.
A candlelight vigil will be held later this evening in remembrance of slain teen Jamal Young.
The name Emmett Till may not sound
Rage and protest.
They'll have a candlelight vigil.
The grand jury is expected to acquit the officers in the case of Jamal Young. Shooting of Jamal Young.
Darkness. Deep chasms, these cracks of broken pavement pave a concrete cemetery. We have become a shooting gallery. Cameras substituted for guns, flashes of bullets flying past, creating still pictures and hearts that have turned numb. We've been praying for adjudication and waiting for atonement. Justice is just us, waiting for our moment, but freedom ain't never been free. Consequently, neither have we. Auditioning for slave blocks on these paved blocks, conditioning every follicle of our being black in America. But what good are words when lines are blurred and the goalpost continues to move? So what should I do?
More coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
God, I can't fucking win tonight, bro. First, those assholes are blocking the street, and this fucking place can't even follow simple instructions.
We pay taxes. The cops could at least be out there stopping them from blocking the streets like that.
But if a car hits them, we'd be in the wrong.
Well, they wouldn't be blocking traffic if that guy just would have listened to the police to begin with instead of mouthing off. What? It's not like I'm being racist.
Why does everything have to be about race with you?
Maybe it's about race to so many people because this country was built upon making it about race. And if being loud and disrespectful is a death sentence, then considering how rude the two of you have been since you walked through that door, it'd be okay if I kill you. Right?
Fuck you!
Hey! You better all calm down or I am gonna call the police.
Please, go ahead. Then these two can explain why they're threatening to drive their car through a bunch of protesters.
Fuck this place. Let's go.
Bitch.
How many of these candlelit vigils and marches do you think I've been to? More than I can remember. And guess what? Over time, people forget, and then nothing fucking changes.
That's not true.
Bullshit.
We have the largest community that we've had since the civil rights movement. And with that kind of community, we can take real steps to get our rights.
Our rights? What rights? Civil rights? Women's rights? Those are our birth-given rights, and you can't give what isn't yours to begin with. Think about it, Lex. We wouldn't even need these candlelit vigils or marches if in the 60s and 70s, people who were taking back those rights hadn't stopped short.
How did they stop short?
They were throwing a bone. They shook off the shackles of patriarchy and segregation. But really, all they did was trade one god for another.
So what are the new gods then?
Our god is the oldest one. Security.
Security.
Yeah. Look at what just happened here tonight. Everyone in here knew those two assholes were wrong. And not one person, not even you, spoke up. Because no one wanted to rock the boat. People are so afraid that the little sliver of social and economic security that they've perfectly paved out might actually be in danger. And guess what? The people in power, the big boys, they bank on that shit. And they use it to turn us all against each other.
I hadn't thought of that.
It's true. All right, it's been real.
are here, what did you mean?
Black Lives Matter, Rebel Dawn, Anonymous, you name them, they're here.
And we get to dance with them?
I mean, if you're feeling the music, you can move.
Is it weird that I've wanted to join Rebel Dawn since I was like 17?
Yeah, well, Cyrus?
Ain't you a little close to your old stomping ground?
Yeah, well, I go where I'm needed.
Well, stay out of trouble.
Whatever.
As each weeps on corners riddled with gunshots adorned with teddy bears, picture frames, and balloons, a suburban war zone in ruins. Ruined by society's cultural structure is the end result of self-destruction. See, we've seen this all happen before our eyes, so when we close them, it just plays back in our minds. This moment in time that never changes, because our anger isn't fueled by hatred, but the desire to keep us morally bankrupt and culturally naked. But the hashtag is All Lives Matter.
That was really dope.
Appreciate it. Writing's the only thing I feel I have left right now. What about you? You right?
A little.
So you going up next time?
No, I said that I write, not that I perform.
I wouldn't call sharing your thoughts performing, but how about you just let me hear something?
Okay.
We have become a shooting gallery. Cameras substituted for guns. Flashes of bullets flying, creating still pictures and hearts that have turned numb. Cold-hearted scenes that seem to increase daily. Happy days become angry, watching the visuals, attempting to sit calm. A backdrop of skyscrapers parading as megalithic tombstones made of metal and glass, reflections of tomorrow's, today's, and yesterday's future past, waiting patiently for poetic justice. Words seem less potent when falling on deaf ears, visions blur and become less clear as we, the people, come face to face with our fears.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, God. You did that, man.
What are you doing?
I am securing your web browser and blocking your IP address.
What for?
Done. Well, if we're going to start publishing your lexicon, it's best that we do it anonymously.
Oh, wait a minute. Who said anything about me publishing my work, anonymously or otherwise?
After last night, hearing your piece, I had to see what else was in there. I didn't mean to go through your stuff. I couldn't help myself. I spent all morning reading your work, and it is amazing. Don't you want people to be moved by what you say? Didn't that feel good?
Yeah. It felt good to feel valuable somewhere. But that doesn't give you an excuse to go through my things.
Look, you said in there that you wanted to make a difference. But this is how you do it. I honestly feel like you were meant to do this. Now, you might need a little bit of guidance, but you are what's been missing.
What's that?
A voice. And not just one of the movements, but all of them. And I know them all. Lex, anyone can shout, but not everyone can sing.
Okay. Let's do it.
Do you hear it? We become intrigued by the visuals from a distance. spoken commentary on how the handcuff displayed resistance, all while remaining asleep to the blatant insult of America's reaction to our simple demands. Do you hear it? Our cries in overlapping octaves, they continue to ignore, but we submit to their failed protection at all cost. Their security is a false god. If we keep feeding sacrifices to it, we are destined to become lost. Do you hear it?
The tone.
But how does freedom ring when our fate is in the hands of the 1%, proving we are still enslaved?
When does it become a call to action? Or are we already sold? Walking auction blocks, believing all that glitters is gold, so we lay our faith in false gods and daily prayer.
How do we erase these chalk lines and death smells, the weekly vigils and the concrete jails? No, this ringing is not freedom bells, but tone of death knells. Do you hear it?
The call, the sound of cascading rubble is our song as things fall apart.
Our people's wails and lamentations have become the screams of warriors and Valkyries.
To pay back tenfold of what we've been sent.
This is our requiem for revenge. Do you hear it?
First, welcome everyone. And I just want to say how righteous it is to see so many new faces. We're all here in part because of the powerful words that were given to us recently. I've been getting quite a few requests about the call, its meaning and purpose, and where we go from here. So just to get started, we'll just go around.
Crossroads. Crossroad. That's the image that kept coming to my mind while I was reading the call. We're at crossroads. As a country, but more importantly, as people who value justice. Now, the call wasn't made for the world out there. It was made for us. Look at us, y'all. Hiding in abandoned buildings and message boards. Stop being afraid of those in power and give them something to fear. Because those people in power, they bank on our silence and unwillingness to act. It's time for us to come out of the shadows, stop whispering, and start taking action.
I think we're losing something here. I look around and I see people from different backgrounds who all used to come here for different reasons, but came here tonight because they were called. You know, and that's what art has the power to do. It can bring us together.
Of course it's art. But the most important thing about art is its message. And that message is it's time to stand up and fight.
Regardless of what you think the call is trying to say, I think most of us know your position. Now, I'm not going to put you on blast.
You can never put me on blast, Reginald. Because the fact is, the only thing you're good at is pandering yourselves in this establishment. Because at the end of the day, we know you ain't gonna act. Now, you might complain and argue, but that's all. These people are here because they heard the call. And those words are more than just some idle talk.
She's right. My name is David Young. Jamal Young was my cousin. We all know the story. He was unarmed when the police killed him and none of them were charged. It's like the call says, man. We've seen this episode before. And I don't know about any of y'all, but I'm fucking sick of this show. I don't know who Lex is, but I don't think it's who they are that matters, because you gotta be stupid not to realize that things are getting worse and not better. Something's gotta be done. So it's like she said. It's clear to me that the call is a call to action.
Where were you last night?
I was out doing some business for the call. Are you upset with me about something? Look, I should have talked to you about this first, but I told you that those people are indecisive, and I had to make sure that my message was clear.
Your message?
Our message.
Yeah, the call was supposed to be ours, but you wouldn't even let me speak.
I guess I got a little carried away.
Carried away? This was your plan the whole time, to use my words for your bullshit agenda. This whole time you've been lying to me.
Now, I'm a lot of things, Lex, but I'm not a liar.
Please. All that talk about helping me being the voice of the movement. This whole time, all you wanted was a fucking puppet.
Lex, I have never lied to you.
Oh. Then what's this?
We talked about this. I told you, it's a war, and some of us are at the front lines of this. You wanted this!
I didn't sign up for combat, Steph.
Really? For something new to be created, something old must be destroyed. Does that sound familiar to you, Lex? Aren't those your lines? So who's lying now?
There's a difference.
What difference?
There's a difference between writing something to inspire someone and what you've done. You've killed people.
You're damn right I did. Because all of this bullshit was built and maintained on the backs and bows of people who look like us. So yeah, some people might lose their lives tearing it down.
But you aren't the person that gets to decide who dies for change. And you also aren't the person that gets to decide what my words mean. The call was supposed to be a warning, not a threat.
You're so fucking naive.
All right, okay, so when all of these revenge killings start, who's going to stop them? You?
You really need to watch, so you're talking to me.
Or what? You'll burn down a building with me in it?
That's not fair. Look, I told you I was sorry, but I decided my role in this a long time ago and realized that there might be some casualties. But I did all of this for you, for people like you who can't. I swear, all of this is for the bigger picture.
Then why didn't you just tell me the truth?
You told me that you finally felt like you belonged. Like you found these answers. Do you really want to just throw all that away? Lex, come on.
My name is Alexia. Lex is something you invented. And you can keep it. But what you can't keep are my words.
What are you gonna do without me? We need each other.
Security is a false god, right? You're alone now.
I'm not alone.
David.
In just a moment, representatives for the 2 recently acquitted officers in the Jamal Young case are expected to give a statement at the District Civic Center.
Those monolithic tombstones that once created shadows now cast a shade on my previous, darker thoughts. The concrete battlefield which created my poetry now has a more solid foundation. Death is a part of creation, so my predecessors fertilized my soil. Love and hate can't coexist, like water underneath oil. But still, it breaks my heart to know my words became weapons. A trigger with no safety, a consequence with no lesson, a demon and a blessing. Understanding that we all fall, that words became a monument of what we have been through together. Learning how to be stronger, smarter, more empathetic, better. See, I believe in life, we become an angel and a devil. 2 sides to the same coin, both with equal and separate voices. And I know now there are no clear answers to the question of redemption. There are only choices.